15,000 domains in 1997, and now we increase at the rate of 150,000 URLs every month. And that increases over time, too. So a huge collection of human knowledge and experience goes together. Last year at MECon, I talked about community, the concept of groups versus communities. What makes communities work and how we operate with them on social media platforms, for example, are three major things. Communities are organized by shared values, shared goals, and shared experience. My youngest son does not remember a world not only without Google, but a world without high-speed access in the residence. So very rarefied air, but over time, more and more students of all socioeconomic groups will begin to sense that over on our planet. So this thing is still pretty big, and I put it into something else so that it's got more battery because it's always running out and so on. Again, it's so clunky. This is a Model T Ford. This is just the beginning. Right? And it doesn't function all the time, right? Remember when telephones always worked? We're laughing at these guys over here, but every time they picked up the phone, it worked, right? They begin to get more people influxed into the nation. Now go figure out whether you can take a melting pot, even the size of Denmark, never mind the size of the United States, and come up with a central we, right? We do this all the time. It's amazing that we managed to elect our governors, if you will, right? Our federal governors, the president, the senators, the Congress, without violence. That was an extraordinary experiment, and somehow we managed to do it. And then Europe begins to do the same thing. So again, where does technology come into that as we begin to meld it into our human bodies, never mind into our psyche? What happens when we all begin to look like aspen trees? Those of you who were at MECon before will remember perhaps the image I had of the aspen trees. It's a single organism. It appears to be miles and miles and miles of trees, but it is tree. It has a single root system. It's essentially what we're creating. So it's not unheard of even on planet Earth, and perhaps it prepares us to have interactions with other life, right, and other planets. We haven't seen those guys yet, and I always thought that, you know, until the Klingons show up, we're not going to notice each other's similarities, only our differences. But this internet is the next best thing, and here's why. Because when my children were little, even then, when it's the early 90s, they were playing Sonic the Hedgehog with kids in San Diego and here in Seattle and in Copenhagen and in Singapore. Thank you.